I know that sometimes you feel it in your bones that you are full of potentials and that you are meant for greatness. But in reality, the gap between you and your potentials is so wide. It is mainly a problem with three major aspects of your life. For the longest of time, I felt like I was growing slowly and sometimes not at all. I had so many half-baked projects, skills, and businesses, mainly because I felt I didn't have what I needed to make it work. For content creation, I had scripted so many ideas, filmed a few, and didn't go for that because I felt I didn't have enough. I didn't have the right aesthetics, I didn't have the right mic, I didn't have the right setup. It could be anything for you. And then I'll come online and I'll see all those things that I'm lacking. And I had to say to myself, girl, you have nothing. You can't even compete. So I went to God in prayers. I prayed for clarity, even though what I was feeling was a feeling of I was feeling inadequate. And God, knowing what the problem was, took me to Second Kings 4, verse 1 to 7, the story of Elisha and the widow, a story I already knew, but not in the way he showed it to me. For some of us that don't know this story, it's the story of a widow who was about to lose her son to her creditors, and then she met Prophet Elisha, and then after lamenting all of her problems, he asked her, "What do you have?" And she said, "Nothing except a jar of oil." And he instructed her to go to her neighbors to gather as many empty vessels as she can get, and she should shut the door behind her and begin to pour that jar of oil into all of these vessels. And she obeyed, and she poured into all of these vessels until there was none left and the oil stayed, it stopped flowing. Now remember, Elisha asked her, "What do you have?" Not what you lost, what you wished you had. What do you have? And the funny thing was, she said nothing except a jar of oil, meaning that she saw the jar of oil as nothing of value. But that was the miracle. Hold this, do not rush past it. God did not multiply what she didn't have, He multiplied what she ignored. So, whatever nothing that you think you have is enough for God to multiply. Here's the part that shakes me: the oil only stopped flowing when there were no more vessels, meaning your capacity determines your overflow. We pray, God bless me. Bless what? Bless what? Because the oil only flowed as long as there were vessels.